Welcome back, and thank you for continuing this journey through atomic habits. In this chapter, we're going to explore something deeply important: why we form bad habits, and how we can break free from them, by changing not just our actions, but the way we think. Let's begin. In late 2012, the author James Clear was sitting in an old apartment in Istanbul. He was visiting Turkey, and was invited to dinner by a local friend named Mike, a man from Maine who had lived there for years. At that dinner table, James realized something interesting. Out of the 7 people there, 6 had smoked at least a pack of cigarettes a day at some point. And how did they all start? Through friends. That's often the case. We don't plan bad habits, we absorb them. But here's what stood out. Half of those people had quit smoking. Mike had quit too, thanks to a book. It was called The Easy Way to Stop Smoking, by Alan Carr. What made the book powerful was how it challenged the beliefs behind smoking. It reframed every reason people thought they smoked. You're not relaxing. Smoking actually increases anxiety. You're not gaining anything. You're just feeding an addiction. You're not losing a pleasure. You're gaining health, money, and freedom. By the time you finish that book, smoking feels ridiculous. And that's the magic. You didn't just change your habit. You changed your expectation about what the habit gives you. This is the inversion of the second law of behavior change. Make it unattractive. Every habit begins with a craving, but beneath that craving is a deeper human need. You might say, I'm craving a taco, but truly, you're hungry. Your brain isn't craving tacos. It's craving energy and survival. The surface craving is tacos. The deeper motive is to stay alive. Let's take a look at some universal human motives. Conserve energy, eat, drink, survive, connect with others, be accepted, reduce stress, gain status. Now think about the habits you have. They're just modern solutions to ancient needs. Tinder equals find love. Facebook equals connect. Instagram equals seek approval. Google equals reduce uncertainty. Video games equals feel successful. Your habits are not random. They're attempts to solve problems your brain cares deeply about. But here's the problem. Some habits solve those problems better than others. You might feel stress, and one person goes for a run. Another grabs a cigarette. Both are looking for relief. But the solutions are different. Once your brain learns that a cigarette gives relief, it links the cue, stress, with the solution, smoking. Now, the craving doesn't just come from stress. It comes from the prediction that smoking will help. That's how habits form, through repeated associations and mental predictions. When you see a red traffic light turn green, you predict that stepping on the gas will move you forward safely. That's a prediction, based on past experience. Same thing with a habit. You feel bored. You predict that checking your phone will relieve that boredom. So, you check it. But someone else might predict that going for a walk is the best solution. Same cue, different prediction. Different prediction, different habit. And here's the powerful truth. It's not the cue that drives the habit, but the prediction you've linked to it. Cravings are not just feelings. They're mental signals telling you, this thing will make you feel better. Change the prediction, and you can change the habit. At its heart, a craving is a desire to feel different. We don't eat crisps because we love crisps. We eat them to change our mood, to feel comfort, or escape boredom. We don't scroll Instagram because it's necessary. We scroll to feel connected, seen, liked. Feelings and emotions help us act. They push us to change states. When we feel too cold, we reach for a jumper. When we feel lonely, we reach for our phones. Our actions are driven by how we feel, and how we expect to feel. Now here's the good part. If we can make a bad habit unattractive, we can also make a good habit more attractive. And often, this starts with a simple mindset shift. Instead of saying, "I have to wake up early," say, "I get to wake up early and work on my dream." You're not dragging yourself out of bed. You're rising with purpose. Let's look at some more examples. I have to exercise becomes, I get to build strength and energy. I have to save money becomes, I'm buying my future freedom. I have to cook becomes, I get to nourish myself and those I love. Same situation, but a different feeling, simply by reframing the habit's purpose. Even something like pre-presentation nerves. Instead of saying, "I'm nervous," say, "I'm excited. My body is preparing to perform." Small shifts, big impact. Want to take it one step further? Create a motivation ritual. Do something enjoyable before a hard habit to anchor it in a positive emotional state. For example, listen to your favorite song before going to the gym. Take 3 deep breaths and smile before sitting down to write. Light a candle before starting your meditation. The ritual becomes a cue, a signal that puts you in the right emotional state. Author Ed Latimore found that simply putting on his headphones put him into focus mode, not because of the music, but because his brain linked the action to productivity. Over time, these rituals turn hard habits into meaningful moments. Let's wrap up with the key ideas from Chapter 10. The inversion of the second law is, make it unattractive. Every craving has a deeper motive. We crave change, relief, connection. Habits form because of predictions, not just cues. Change the feeling and you can change the habit. Reframe habits to see their benefits, not just their burdens. Use motivation rituals to link hard habits to positive emotions. Thank you for listening to Chapter 10. Bad habits don't define us. They're just old solutions to problems we can now solve differently. When we change our thinking, we change our lives. In the next chapter, we'll go further, learning how to make new habits not just easier, but effortless. Until then, keep showing up, and keep shaping the person you wish to become.